Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu rasulillah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. For many brothers and sisters, marriage is something scary. It's a difficult task. Why would I want to get stuck? Why would I want to restrict myself? Why would I want to not enjoy life by myself? Why would I want to share my resources with someone? Why would I want to be involved in arguments all the time and headaches? Someone to tell me what to do. Sisters always, they talk about being manipulated and being controlled. And the brothers like, I need to take permission out to go out. I cannot see my friends. Everyone thinks that marriage is difficult these days. Now, while there is some truth to it, I'm not going to tell you here that no, it's perfect and whatnot. But the difficulties come from our misunderstanding of how we should behave with each other and what are the limitations and the rules set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we live by Islam, we will work by Islam. Things will move by Islam. But if we claim to live by Islam and work by all kinds of other systems, then definitely there'll be difficulties. Look, marriage doesn't necessarily limit your freedom as a man, for sure. As a woman, well, there is, if you think about it with a woman, well, what is your freedom? Obviously, we have the freedom to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have the freedom that Allah has given us. But see, both men and women are in the end in servitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even as a man, you're going to have to make adjustments. You're not going to just think you can just sit with your buddies the whole day and whole night and just do nothing. No, you have responsibilities. So there is always limitations. Sister, you don't think you can just sit and do nothing and everyone will serve you. No, you have limitations. So look, it's not a burden, but it's responsibility. It's not easy, but it's fulfilling. And you have to understand that there's a qadr that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed for you and him, for you and her to fulfill. But hey, people say, I'm not ready. I need to do this first. Well, what about if this can be done with your wife, with your husband? That this will improve your situation. It will lift you rather than put you down. It will upgrade you rather than restrict you. Of course, الرجال نصيب. For men, they have their part and women have their part. They're not the same, 100%. But that's the beauty, that you complement each other. Don't try to be the other person. You complement each other. Let's not look at marriage in the wrong way. Let's not look at marriage as something that is limiting. It is something that inshallah will help us. It was something that will protect us, as the Prophet ﷺ told us. And he gave an advice to protect our chastity. And this is one of the greatest challenges for most men and women today. Yet still people insist to delay their marriage for reasons that are totally compromising their faith. And they can be lost at one point. So, look, there's just so much that can be said about this topic. But if you've enjoyed this video so far, make sure you check out the link in this description and look for the Marriage Ready Blueprint, which will allow you to find the right spouse, bi'idhnillah ta'ala, who checks out all the important boxes, the Islamic boxes, inshallah. But let us develop a little bit further. Now, why does marriage feel like a burden for many people today? See, the modern mindset puts you into, well, marriage is just limitation. If you look at movies and different social media, it's like the death of men and women. Oh, you won't be able to have fun and this and that. That's because people just think of haram within these environments. Yes, Islam will manage you anyway, and it will limit you. And when you get married, now you have extra responsibility, and you're limited 100%. But you see, for them, they have this hurriya, shakhsiyya, that freedom, personal freedom, doing whatever you want. While for us, we have submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Society portrays marriage horrible because they want to discourage marriage. But Islamically, marriage is something that has to be fulfilling and encouraged because it protects you from haram first and foremost before anything else. Yeah, limiting. Yeah, this. Yeah, I'm going to have to share my time. Yes, I'm going to have to share my resources. Yes, I have responsibilities and duties. But guess what? I'm not using this freedom to behave like an animal. Well, one of the biggest excuses is, I want to enjoy life first. What does that mean? That's such a short-term thinking. What if you don't get to actually live? What if you will not enjoy life? What if this enjoyment that you think about it is just the haram that the non-Muslims try to put there? Spring break and I don't know what, traveling alone, girls' night out and all that. So many people have this mentality that I want to enjoy my life, and it means I want to do haram first before I commit. But you see, the question is, how do you know that you're going to be able to return? How do you know that you're going to be able to make tawbah? How do you know that you're going to be able to actually stop this? Or that you're going to even make it alive out of it? You don't know. So why even get into it? This YOLO mentality, you only live once. Well, indeed, you only live once. You better make it count correctly within the halal so that the afterlife matters. A lot of people think about money and it's going to limit me. I'm going to have to spend. Look, marriage brings barakah. It strengthens your deen because you're now trying to stay on the straight path. Now you have no excuse. You're not fulfilling your needs in the wrong way. You're fulfilling in the right way where there's blessing. There's protects you from sin. So focus on that. It will bring barakah. Every child you get will bring barakah. You'll get the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why not fulfill the correct thing? A lot of people believe that they have to get their education first. Look, it will help you to focus. How many brothers and sisters are in university? They can't focus. Their mind always on the wrong thing. They start dating and talking in university. It leads to haram. Because they said, no, I don't want to get married. I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to focus on my studies. And then when it comes to university, they're not focused on their studies. They're actually committing haram to focus on the studies. They're using alternatives in haram ways to focus on studies. So, yeah, while men have to work to get a degree and to work and to provide because they're a qawwam, it's easier for the sisters. You don't have to do the studies. You get married, inshallah, and the best study, the best qualification you can have is to be a righteous mother. Now, if you're studying, and I'm not against female education, but you see the systems that they're using for education, the mixing, the haram, can destroy a woman. Women should have education, but the way is the question. I'm not against women learning. It's against the way that puts them out there to be in their libraries of the universities alone with some guys claiming to study on a project which leads them astray. So don't delay your marriage for these. This is not, it's even, let's say even if a husband and wife, maybe they go together and they're together in university, isn't that much better than being alone and doing the wrong thing? Alhamdulillah. Look, the Prophet ﷺ told us very clearly that this is one of the greatest things that a man can have. This dunya is a pastime. And the best thing that a man can get is to have a righteous wife. So this is one of the greatest gifts that Allah can give you. Why not enjoy it in halal and know that, yes, this woman will help you to get your money, to get your everything, inshallah, and you will help her to be righteous and good and to fulfill her life, objective, which is what Allah has given her, to nurturing and mother and nurturing souls and so on. So look, the cost of delaying marriage for dunya pursuits is huge because a lot of people regret it. Now you're young, you think you're having fun, you think things are okay. But bottom line is, you're going to reach a dead end at some point, especially sisters. Guys are a bit different again. We are different. And you're going to regret it. You will regret it, mark my words, that you delayed it, that you did something wrong. And there might be, you're going to get accustomed to the single life, accustomed to this weak, sinful life. And it'll be very, very difficult for you to return, to get discipline, to be able to connect to someone. And you might end up living alone for the rest of your life. Is that really worth it? In sin, is that really worth it? Away from the mercy of Allah, is that really worth it? No. So what happens? Look, don't delay. People keep waiting for the right time and all that. There's no such thing. Life is not going to give you some signal. Hey, you're ready now. Just do it. Do what you have to do. Fulfill what you have to do. Your qualifications in terms of, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, especially men. And tawakkal Allah, go for it. Do your vetting, do your due diligence, and go for it. Look, it's up to you. Are you going to take action or are you going to make excuses? Excuse I can give you. Man, I heard as a counselor, I've heard hundreds of excuses, if not thousands. But this, but my dad, but my education, but. It's up to you. You know whether you're making excuses or whether there's a genuine reason. All right? Some people, they're single, they have parents' responsibility, they cannot maybe But even that, again, if it's at the expense of committing sins, no. So, look, you're only going to get stuck if you keep making excuses. So, shift your mindset. See marriage as a blessing, a source of strength, not a restriction. And look, marriage is a key part of the journey as a Muslim. Especially sisters, listen, you're never going to be a real woman till you get married. Brothers, listen, you're never going to be a real man till, inshallah, you get married. So what are you waiting for? Again, I hope this video benefited you. Make sure you hit that button in the description there, that link that takes you to the marriage vetting blueprint, so you know how and what to look for to fulfill those boxes that Islam tells you to choose the right spouse for you that will help you and will uplift you, inshallah, and get you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.